Well, US President Donald Trump said Washington and Tehran were very close to a peace deal and insisted that Iran had agreed to hand over its enriched uranium. Trump said on Thursday the United States and Iran will probably, maybe, resume in-person talks over the weekend as efforts continue to reach a deal on ending the conflict. Trump said he would consider visiting Pakistan if a peace deal is reached between the US and Iran. He said he may not need to extend the current 2-week ceasefire with Iran, which expires next week. Meanwhile, Trump dismissed the reportedly US 20-year timeline to suspend Iran's uranium enrichment. He also claimed that Tehran, who has agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack he made with the B-2 bombers, referring to Iran's enriched uranium. However, Trump reiterated his threat to resume bombing if the talks fail.
Very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bomber. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran, and I think something's going to happen very positive.
And for more on the West Asia crisis, we have Akhilesh Suman joining us. Well, Akhilesh, with Prime Minister Modi and Emmanuel Macron emphasizing freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, India, of course, has been repeatedly stressing on peace and diplomacy. How significant is this joint stance in terms of global energy security?
It's very important, that given the fact that, France and, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, they are also jointly trying to create a situation when freedom of navigation can be restored in the whole Strait of Hormuz region. That one meeting has already taken place and from India's side, Vikram Misri, the Foreign Secretary, participated virtually in that meeting. Today also, in the evening, we are expecting a meeting, virtual meeting actually, of 40 nations, including France and Britain, about the Strait of Hormuz. So, Strait of Hormuz is very important for every country in this world, Lipakshi, because every country gets energy resources from this region, gas, oil, and also they have trade relations with all the countries of this region. And in that situation, if Iran has, unilaterally blocked going and coming of the ship from the Strait of Hormuz, every country is having a pinch, India included. China included, all of the Europe included. So in that situation, I think this is most pertinent that all democracies and all countries of this world come together and pressurize Iran to, clear the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has been allowing some of the ships from some countries, including India, on case-to-case basis. Like it is not freedom. You have to take, and that it is not coming every day. Earlier, our ships, everyone's ships were passing through the Strait of Hormuz every day. But now it is not coming every day. So this is a very difficult situation for anyone. And sympathy is not going in favor of Iran in anywhere. So I think that this is very important that all countries of the world are talking together. Earlier Donald Trump called Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now Emmanuel Macron called Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And I think that, diplomatic, pressures are mounting on Iran to clear the Strait of Hormuz. And I think that is in the right direction, that people of the world will feel easy about it, that, their crisis is going off as far as the oil and, gas crisis is concerned.
Absolutely, Akhilesh. Also, given Trump's claims about a ceasefire and potential broader peace efforts involving Israel, Lebanon and Iran now, how credible are these developments on the ground, and what are the key challenges, especially regarding Hezbollah's disarmament, that could determine whether the truce holds?
Hezbollah is an extra-constitutional authority in Lebanon. Lebanon is a state, elected president, prime minister are there, but Hezbollah is not an elected body. But it is, it has been trying to get, legitimacy through its, military, capacities and capabilities against Israel. And, no country in the world welcomes such type of situation, that you are sitting inside a country and launching attack on another country. So So, I think it was a very big pressure on Lebanese government because the Lebanese government doesn't, allow such type of activity. They have been telling Hezbollah to stop the military activities against Israel, but they did not, obey the orders from the Lebanese elected authorities. So, in between, Israel have also mounted pressure. It attacked because Hezbollah kept their bases somehow in the civilian areas also, and in that way, civilians of Lebanon were also getting affected. So I think Donald Trump took a right decision in a way that he talked to both the parties, and both the parties also sat together in Washington D.C. earlier, and then yesterday Donald Trump declared a 10-day ceasefire. I think it is in the right direction that it was also one of the factors that was impeding the negotiation between Iran and USA. So if that 10-day ceasefire is established, Hezbollah doesn't make any attack, I think that is going towards a sustainable peace in the whole Israel-Lebanon region.
Absolutely. We're all hoping that. Thank you so much, Akhilesh, for all that information.